Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another Explore the Card episode. You should be watching this on a Friday afternoon. That's when I release these. Sometimes every week, sometimes every other week. It just depends on how much other content I'm putting out. I have a playlist created for these. If you like this video, hit the like button first and foremost. Number two, if you like this video, I got 57 other ones that I've done before this episode number 58 that you can go back in that playlist for Explore the Card on my channel and go watch until you get tired of watching. So hours upon hours upon hours of a Jordan deep dive, detailed 1990s insert or parallel card library, basically, for you to pull information from. So the card we're talking about today is the 1994 Skybox Emotion. Emotion is the name of the product. Skybox is the manufacturer. Intense, in-tense. Make sure you spell it right if you're searching it. Make sure you put the dash. Most people pay attention, and that's how they list the cards when they have them for sale, or they list them in their database when they kind of manage their collections. But this is the card you're looking at. Really beautiful looking card. It's got that gold vibe to it, right? If I told you this is a Prism numbered to 10 or a Topps Chrome numbered to 0, numbered to 50, you would believe it. That's how beautiful these are. The textures are really cool. Just a really good layout with the light blue and then the gold in the background. We'll talk a little bit more about the aesthetics as we move forward, but I always like to begin from an element of transparency. I do own the card. I do own the card in a PSA 10 slab, so that's the one and only that I own. I need to pick up a PSA 8 at some point in the near future for pennies because I am trying to put together a PSA 8 Michael Jordan collection alongside my high-end Michael Jordan collection. But that's the card. That's what it looks like. Look at all the verbiage on the back and the narrative. Wow, that's rare, right? This is one of those very few cards where there's no verbiage on the back. Nothing on the back of no corny 1990s narratives or trick words or anything like that about dunk shots or floating through the air or coming from another planet or anything weird like that, like we always see. But anyway, that's what the card looks like that I have. It's a PSA 10. Let's look at the actual set itself that this card comes from. I should have you on screen share. Here we go. Got you on screen share. Let me get to my sheets. Okay. It comes from 1994 Skybox Emotion. This is a 121 card set. It comes in one series, so there's no Series 1, Series 2, which became real prevalent back in the early to mid 90s. There's just one series. It was released 121 cards at once. Jordan in the set is card number 100. Let's see if I can find him and pull him up. Oops, let's go back here. Pull him up for you so you know what that Jordan card looks like. The card is a horizontal. Just hit Jordan instead of the actual card. Here we go. The card is a horizontal base card, and so this is what it looks like. Some of you guys may have seen this one before. There's your corny narrative. Simply the best, elevates with ease, extraordinary moves, impenetrable defender, highest career scoring average of any player in NBA history. At the time, it was 32 plus, and then obviously it came down a little bit as he started to figure out how to manipulate the game in a way which required less scoring. Still a lot, but less scoring. But that's what the card looks like. If I told you this card on your screen was an insert card, you'd probably believe me. That's how good looking the base card is. This base card in PSA 10 is a pop 767, and it goes for about $135 to $155. Somewhere in there usually is where the card falls in today's markets. There are only two insert sets in this Skybox Emotion set. They are the Intense, which we're going to look at today, and another insert set called Excited, which is actually really good looking. The Excited are very common. There's one coming in every 4 packs. The Intense that we're going to talk about today is one in every 18 packs, which makes the Jordan pack odds 1 in 180, and that is because there are 10 players inside the Intense set. There are no parallel sets from 1994 Skybox Emotion. And I did gloss over this. The rookies that you're looking for in 1994 were Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. There were some other names in there that would have been really hot at the time, but would be worth very little right now. Glenn Big Dog Robinson, the National Player of the Year from Purdue, Jalen Rose, and Juwan Howard both would have been highly collectible, quite likely. at the time, coming from the Fab Five at Michigan. So, but Jason Kidd and Grant Hill are the two that have kind of endured and had Hall of Fame careers. Again, their cards are not the most expensive out there, but they do have some bangers out there. You know, their PMGs and whatnot and things like that. But there are no parallel sets in here, just the 2 insert sets. Intense consists of the 10 cards that you see on your screen. Jordan is card number 3 of the set. Barkley, Ewing, Jordan, Kemp, Malone, Mourning, Shaq, Olajuwon, the Admiral David Robinson, and then Glenn the Big Dog Robinson. Wow, I'm just looking at this and realizing most of these guys have nicknames. Charles Barkley, the round bound to rebound. Patrick Ewing, I guess he didn't really have a nickname. Air Jordan, the Rain Man, Sean Kemp, the Mailman Malone, Zoe, Shaq Diesel, amongst 57 other nicknames, the Big Aristotle, etc. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, David the Admiral Robinson, and Glenn Big Dog Robinson. So Robinson's in and out the 9 and 10 card here in the set. 8 of the 10 are Hall of Famers, which gives us a clean, easy to calculate 80% Hall of Fame rate for all of you set collectors out there. I'm honestly looking at it, and I went ahead and I looked at the PSA 10s out there. The card's attainable. It's not that rare, and they grade pretty damn well, to be honest with you, which we'll look at in just a second. This is not a bad idea to collect a set. This would be a good looking, nice little starter set to collect if you just want to dip your toes in the water and collect a 1990s insert set of some sort. It's not going to be crazy valuable, as we're about to see. You could pick up the Jordan card for well less than $1,000, and the rest of these cards, honest to God, will probably go for under $100 if I had to guess. I haven't looked, but I'm just guessing. Glenn Robinson and Sean Kemp are the only 2 non-Hall of Famers, and those 2 guys were by no means imposters, right? We always look for imposters, like your Sam Cassell's or something like that. But there are no imposters, because Sean Kemp and Glenn Robinson were both all-star players, really good players that averaged over 20 points a game at some point in their career. This would be a cool set to collect. I stand by that. I don't have it. All I have is the Jordan, but it would be something really cool to put together, and you could probably do it pretty easily, although some of them are low pop, right? So I think the Glenn Robinson's like pop 11 or 12 or something like that, and then some of the other guys are pretty low pop as well. But they were inserted 1 in 18 packs, which makes the Jordan, since there's 10 of them in there, 1 in 180 packs. Remember, there's no Series 1, Series 2. It's just Series 1. Let's talk about what the people want, and that's pops and prices. So I didn't have the BGS 9 because Card Ladder doesn't track the BGS 9 in its database. So we've got 3 grades today: the PSA 10, the BGS 9.5, and the PSA 9. And to be quite honest with you, if you're looking to buy the card, you really should focus probably on the 2 mint grades if you can afford it. At the very least, maybe a PSA 9, which is a very affordable. Last one sold for $250. The things that stand out to me on the price table that you've got on your screen, most notably, is going to be the combined gem population, right? We look at these every other week or every week on Fridays, and we kind of look at these 90s inserts and parallels. I don't recall, I may be wrong, but this is episode number, 58? I don't ever recall any insert from the 90s having this many. I might be wrong. There might be 1 or 2, but this is a really high combined gem population, 948. The gem percentage, the gem rate basically is 33.8% and 54.9%. That's a really high number. I mean, in PSA, if you submit one of these raw, the odds of you getting a PSA 9 or a PSA 10 is over 80%. And so you're looking at a card that does normally and traditionally grade really, really well. So the last PSA 10 sold for $635. So that's kind of the number you're working with in today's market. It did sell for $1,650 at one point. Even the BGS 9.5 got to $1,500, as you can see. Easy card to find, right? 43 combined between the PSAs and the Beckett's gem mint copies have sold in the last 6 months. 43 in the last 6 months. So that's like what, almost 7, it's a little over 7 per month if you're really looking for a PSA 10 or BGS 9.5 copy. The one thing that does stand out is it looks like everybody's trying to grade these with PSA. As you can see, 143 PSA 10s have been added just since April of 2021, and 366 PSA 9s have been added, which, number one, it makes me think the gem percentage, that we talked about of 33.8, it's probably going down a little bit. And number two, more people are grading with PSA than they are with Beckett because of the, apparent price disparity, an extra $200 in PSA, and about the same cost and a quicker turnaround time, honestly, honestly, recently for PSA. The other thing that stands out is the PSA 10 is actually going up over the last 6 months. So this is one of those rare high pop Jordan inserts that's actually going up in value over the last 6 months, whereas the Beckett is going down 18% and the PSA 9 is going down 17%. So it looks like people are trying to funnel the money into that PSA 10 copy, or at least that's what the table screams out to me. There are 11 BGS 10s out there, which would be a really cool, because as you can see, the card is kind of got that gold background. A BGS 10 label would really make it look beautiful. Gold on gold would look good. It's probably one of those few cards in the 90s where the Beckett label in gold, at least in a 9.5 or a BGS 10, would look better than it does in a PSA 10 label. It just depends on who your grading preference is. Of course, there's 948 combined gems between these two, and like we said, 43 times a gem mint copy has sold on the open market just over the past 6 months, not counting private platforms or eBay. Not counting private platforms like IG and Facebook and card shows and crap like that. What is available on eBay? If I want this card and I type in 1994 Intense Jordan, I get 70 results. Not all of these are going to be accurate, but my goodness, if you want the card, you can go get it. It's really not going to be hard to find. The first thing that pulls up is there's 10 hours left on a Probe Scene PSA 10 right there that's already at 565, which is doing pretty well since the last one we saw sold for 635. I will tell you this, I have noticed that cards in this price range for Michael Jordan have been going up recently. I know that's going to sound crazy. I'm about to do a video on it. I've been losing PSA 8s in the $100 to $1,000 range over and over and over, and I am bidding at or slightly above the last comp, and I'm losing every single one. So something is happening in that $100 to $1,000 price range with Jordan inserts and parallels, regardless of whether it's a PSA 10 or a PSA 8. That price range is moving and it's doing very well. I don't know if it's because people have backed down the amount they're willing to pay for any one particular card and they're starting to put their money in more affordable cards or what, but I'm going to do a video on that, so hit the subscribe button to the channel and you can hit the bell icon so you get notified of when that video drops. But it's going to be interesting. I'm basically going to show you the cards that I'm getting my ass kicked on, that I'm not winning, that I really, truly, honestly expected to win. I'm just not getting the cards, believe it or not. So there'll be a good video on that, taking a nice close analysis on that. Where was I? Okay, so that's what's on eBay as far as the card goes. And in a nutshell, if you want the card, you can go get it at any given point in time. This card is not rare. What if you wanted to buy a box? Nope, not happening. No boxes. Not one box of 1994 Skybox Emotion that I can figure out. You guys can go try yourself, but I type in 1994 Emotion box. I get nothing. I type in 1994 Emotion sealed and hit search. I think, again, I'm going to get nothing. And then what if we take out the dash for some reason? Would that work? 1994 Emotion sealed, and then type that in. Maybe that will work. No, I get a bunch of weird, corny, who's this? Juice Newton Emotions was the name. How about this? Weird, creepy original CD. Ooh, that's weird. I don't know what that is, but that's not a Jordan card that we're looking for. So what do I own and what grade? I own the PSA 10 like we talked about. Am I a buy, a sell, or a hold? I'm a hold. I'm not looking to buy more. Honestly, I think the card, I know this is going to sound crazy. I don't say this very often. I think the card might be a little overpriced. Because there are so many of them out there. I mean, going back to the pop chart, there's 434 PSA 10s. That's more than a lot of the Jordan base stuff from the 90s, which sells, in the $100 to $200 range. And these are selling for $635. I think what's carrying the value of this card is that it's an entry-level Michael Jordan insert card from the 90s. And it's easy to find, and it just freaking looks good. I don't know how else to say it. The card just looks so damn good. And I think it's the aesthetics that's carrying the value of the card. So that's just my take on it. I'm a long-term hold. I'm not looking to sell any because it's the only one I got. I'm not looking to buy any because I think the card right now, even at $635, is probably a little bit still overvalued. That's just my opinion. I'll tell you what, I am seriously considering, just as a side project, maybe putting the Intense set together. It would be a pretty affordable and fun little set chase to do that I might put down as a side project and see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comments about that. And let me know in the comments if any of you guys are 1990s insert set collectors. It's always something that's intrigued me. Obviously, I did it on the very, very high level with the Scoring Kings PSA 10 set, and then on the highest level, almost the highest level, with the 1997 Precious Metal Gems Red set that I flirted with completing and then handed off to a good friend of mine here in town and cashed out of. But I enjoy collecting those 1990s sets. I've only done it 2 or 3 times, but I've had a lot of fun doing it. Of course, I'm a big 86 Fleer set collector, and then some Prism 2012 sets I'm working on as well. But let me know if any of you guys are 90s insert set collectors and what you think would be some good sets from the 1990s to try to collect that are actually achievable. Some of these in PSA 10 are going to be impossible, so maybe you got to mix the grades or go for a PSA 8 or PSA 9 or BGS 9 or whatever. Let me know that as well. We always want to kind of examine, is the card a low, a high, or a mid, or a grail level card. This is clearly a low end Jordan insert from the 90s in all grades, including PSA 10, as you can see on your screen. $635 is the most you're going to have to pay for this card. It does look like it might be pushing up. I guess the Probstein card will have sold by the time you guys see this video this Friday, so we'll know if it's pushed up from $635 or if it finished below. So keep an eye on that card. Sorry, I've got some delay. I'm recording this on Monday, February 13th. You'll see this on 14, 15, 16, 17th, on the 17th, Friday. What are some other cards? If I've got $630, $620, $650 to spend, and I've got to choose which Jordan card I'm going to buy in that particular price range in PSA 10 condition in the 90s, which ones would I go with? Here are some comparisons. The 1993 Skybox Premium Center Stage is about $650. The 1992 Upper Deck Award winner Hologram AW1 is about $650 in PSA 10 condition. And then the 1996 Season's Best, Top Season's Best, Jordan's most affectionately known and most commonly referred to as the Sticky Fingers. This is the Topps Sticky Fingers number 18. Those are 3 cards that are all in that $600 to $675 range. And so if you're having to choose how to spend your $650, where would I go? Here's my order. Number 1, I'd go with the Center Stage. This card right here. It's the cleanest look. It's really tough to grade. It's a Pop 61, which is a lot lower than the pop of the card that we're talking about today, which is Pop 434. It's a 4.97% gem rate. Not a rare card, but very rare in PSA 10. I would go with the Center Stage card first. Card number 2 that I would go with would be the AW1 Hologram. Again, not a rare card at all. These holograms were released in 1992 Upper Deck. It's only a Pop 39, so even a lower pop, and also a paltry 4.27% gem rate. So I would go with the AW1 Hologram next. I'd go with the Sticky Fingers third, and it's a Pop 231, so a little bit higher, but still about half the population of the Intense in PSA 10. A little bit easier to gem here in the 23% range, but still not as easy to gem as the Intense that we looked at, which is a 33% gem rate. So sadly for the card that we're featuring today, that would be the 4th of my choices. I would go with the Center Stage, then the AW1 Hologram, and then the Sticky Fingers. In that order, Intense would be the card we're talking about today, would be a distant 4th. Anyway, on the scale of the Cajun Cardboard scale of Jordan card relevance tongue twister, I give this card a 5 out of 10. It matters. It's rare that you get below a 5 for an insert. I could even be convinced to go down to a 4 out of 10 just because the card is very affordable, very available, not incredible pack odds, not incredibly valuable, not a tremendous amount of upside, but again, it's a Jordan insert from the 90s, and damn it, the card is just beautiful to look at. I mean, there's no way you can look at this card and not think this is not a gorgeous, gorgeous card, especially in a PSA 10 condition. That texture of the gold and just that gold with the streaks in the background is just really freaking awesome to look at. So I'm going to give the card a 5 out of 10, and aesthetics is carrying the hell out of this card. The fact that there's no narrative on the back, thank you, no corny narrative on the back, that gives it a little bit of a bonus kick too. But that's it, guys. That's the end of the video. Let me know what card you'd like me to feature in Explore the Card episode number 59 that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm always happy to add new cards in here. It does help when they're in the Card Ladder database because it speeds up the research time and the time I've got to put in to put these these videos together. But if you like these Explore the Card videos, I need you to hit that like button. It really helps me with YouTube about getting the channel out there and promoting the channel so I can make an insane amount of money and retire on an island and name it after Michael Jordan, where all I do on that island is bring my family, play sports, and then make Michael Jordan videos. I mean, what else is there to do out there? I won't forget about y'all when I do have my Michael Jordan content island with the studio all set up. I promise you. So thank you guys for watching. As always, keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification button, and peace.